Do it again, Jake. Jake, come out here and show them what you got here. Dude, exactly. Nailed it. I'm Rich.
I'm Frank.
And it's People, Pints, and Possibilities.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to Paso Robles, California. We're sitting in the den. We are at California Coast Beer Company. My name is Rich. I'm the Vibe Titan.
Frank, dabbling.
And we didn't even tell these guys, does anyone have a nickname in this group? Kramer. Use the mic. There you go. All right. They got their own mic. They're sharing. All right. So we are here for People, Pints, Possibilities, and we have a big event coming up. It's Pioneer Day. We got some major players. They control the volunteers, and they not only get them, they get them in, they get them organized and get them dialed in. So this is the heartbeat of the Pioneer Day. They chose you three. So introduce yourselves one at a time. We'll start with Lori here.
My name is Lori Woods, and I am the chairman. I have been for the last 2 years, 2024 and 2025.
My name is Sarah Kramer, and I'm the vice chair, and I'll take over Lori's job next year. So for 26 and 27, I will be the chair of Pioneer Day.
Nice.
My name is Ivar Hansen. I'm a board member for Pioneer Day and on the tractor committee.
Nice. Well, we appreciate you guys because we know how hard it is. We'll get into that. Before we do, we want to get you some support. So if you're out there right now, how do people volunteer or help you? Just so we're going to hit this twice at the beginning and the end. How do people help you?
Get involved. We have weekly meetings. The one this week on Wednesday will be 6 o'clock here at Cal Coast Beer Company. Come on out or contact us on social medias, or my number and email are on the website. Reach out and we'll get you something to do.
What's the website? Is it just Pioneer Day? I just want to give them notes. We're taking away excuses.
PasoRoblesPioneerDay.org.
All right.
And we have Facebook, so you can message us on Facebook. That's easy.
Yeah, don't say you couldn't find it is my point. Correct. Let's go. If you're out there and you want to help, get involved. Subscribe the podcast. Let's keep it growing. We're here, like we said, to bring just a positive light on the hard, difficult work to make this community great. And I know you guys are going to say it's easy, but we recognize that it takes a lot of work behind the scenes, and we're going to dig into that. So tell us how you got involved with Pioneer Day.
It's been part of my life since I was born, basically. My family, several generations on both sides, have been going to Pioneer Day or been participating in it or volunteering for it as long as I can remember. So when I moved back home after doing college thing and the East Coast thing, my aunt was on the board and she's like, "You are going to do this." And it's like, wasn't even a question of, do you want to? It was okay, let's go. You got to get involved. You're back home. This is what our family does.
Beautiful. So. And the next thing is Sarah's going to come in, and that's what we love about Paso, because the story is you don't just have to be a lifer and grow up here. You can come to the community and find your way, huh, Sarah?
Yes. So I came here after college and watched the parade for a few years, and then we started the beer festival. And Tom Madden was like, "Hey, I need you to help with that event. And so you're going to be on the board now." And so I got put on the board, and all because of Tom Madden.
Tom Madden got you, huh? But you never left.
Nope. 14 years later, I'm still here.
All right. Ivor, how about you?
My family's always been involved with Pioneer Day in one form or another. I have no memory of actually watching a parade. I've always been in the parade through one organization or another. And then about 12 years ago, I started getting involved with the tractors and got addicted to that. And here we are.
Yeah.
I'm now a board member for Pioneer Day and still a member of the tractor committee.
So you and Lori have the one thing Frank and I wonder about Cal Coast Beer. You have that for Pioneer Day. Is I always wonder what it would be like if I just walked in here and got to drink a beer and not worry about whether the toilet's flushed or something. Yeah. What do you think? Do you ever wonder what it would be like if you just got to come to Pioneer Day and didn't know anything about it and just take it in? What you would think?
Never thought about it.
I would probably be lost. I go to other parades and my mind is working on all the logistics of what it took to put on that parade. And I step in if I see someone going to walk in front of a tractor or a horse. I'm like, wait, you might not want to do that. It's like,
yeah,
kind of automatically
boring.
go into that.
So you're in the right job then. You're on the right side
Apparently.
of the parade, I guess. All right.
For context and our listeners,
Yep.
quick question. What is Pioneer Day?
Great question. Frank always does that. A dabbler.
What is it? A lot of people want to say it's just a parade, but it's more than that. It's about bringing the community together. It started back in 1931, and it was a way for the business owners in town to thank the farmers and ranchers and everyone in the outskirts of town for giving them business. So they put on this day, brought everybody together. The motto is leave your pocketbook at home. Everything that day is free. That's tied to the event.
Yeah, not
and
at Calco's.
right. And it obviously not anymore. There's a lot of sponsorships and donations that go into making that day free. But it was just a way to kind of thank the community and bring it together. And it's grown from there.
And I want to hit that. I think that was good. We should talk about the investment on both sides. So now we're going kind of off script as we go. But Frank said that in the beginning, all the businesses were asked to shut down. And it was just like we said, it was a time period where that really was the way that it went. And then as it grows and as it gets bigger, there's now been this relationship where it's like, hey, we still need to make money to pay all these exorbitant bills and taxes and everything else we won't get into. But how can we do it and still do that without disrespecting what you guys are doing and be a part of it? And I think a lot of the businesses have embraced that idea of not just trying to do neither one is trying to overtake the other one, right? It's a symbiotic relationship that is necessary, because if it doesn't work out where people see eye to eye, it could easily go away, right?
Absolutely. And after 95 years, that's the last thing we want to happen,
Yeah.
is for it to go away. So it really is a push and pull and work together and make it happen. Lots of communication, lots of respect. Obviously, we know there are businesses downtown, and we just ask them to come and join us, have fun with us for in the morning. We'll have thousands of people right at your doorstep. As soon as the parade's over, open them up. That's when, if they want to go in and spend some money, buy some beer, buy some food, buy some keepsakes to remember Paso Robles if they haven't been here because they live out of area but are in town or just passing through. We get a lot of visitors that come and see it and tell us after the fact, this was the favorite part. They thought they were in a Hallmark movie. This was so cool, the town coming together, everyone so friendly, smiling, having a good time, and keeping it moving.
Yeah. Let's just get that out there. We are 100% thankful that you are giving a gift. Like you said, you're dropping 1,000 people in downtown Paso to see an amazing once in a lifetime event for a lot of people that are traveling. And so we owe it to you also to do our best to try to enhance your event and not take away from it. So back to the history, we'll keep going. So it's been going for a while. There's some unique things that go on with this parade downtown. Where's the route, by the way? Let's just start there.
Okay. Sarah works on the route
Yes,
organization with the lineup. Do you want to tell them the route?
Sure. So the parade technically starts on 16th and Spring, but we do all the staging 24th Street or 23rd, 21st through 16th. So on both sides of Spring Street, they're all lined up.
Yep.
And then we bring them onto Spring Street. So they cross at 16th, and that's when it starts. It goes all the way down Spring, hang a left at the Paso Robles Inn. And then it goes around the park in front of the movie theater, and then down Pine Street, past Pine Street Saloon, and keeps going till 16th Street. And that's where it ends. So it's a big U shape.
And is that the route that it would have taken back all those years?
Yes, I believe the route hasn't changed much, if at all. From what I understand, I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But as far as I know, it's always been that route.
And what did it look like back then? Let's just place ourselves back there. I know you've seen pictures, and
So-
you're not necessarily the spokesperson, but what would we have seen when it was...
Someone just watched a video. Oh, it was the executive director of the Farm Bureau. He just watched a video from 50 years ago, and he said it looks exactly the same. Like, because our tractors, like
It's the
some of them are
tractors.
the exact same tractors. Like, there's one
lot of them.
tractor that's been in every single parade.
Yeah, and in fact,
It's
there's
on
a
there.
video on YouTube with a bunch of footage from the first Pioneer Day in 1931, and so you can see snippets of that first parade on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot
That's
of
cool.
similarities. So it was the tractors, it was the horses with the wagons, it was schools like the kids, it was all the service groups. So a lot of the idea of what the parade was and coming together and going down hasn't changed. It's still a matter of kind of just showcasing what and who is in our community.
And the go back to the spirit of it, there was also so the people from the country were coming back into town. You talked about did you talk about the look of the people back then in the history, or
Are you going into the badge in our
I'm not going there yet. Just what they're wearing,
bit.
but we're getting there. Yes. Are they? What? Just describe the overall feel of the event. It's to give homage to the work that was being done.
and the business that the farmers and ranchers were bringing to downtown Paso.
Yeah, because
So-
this area at the time was cattle ranches. That's correct.
A lot.
And farming,
almonds.
right?
Almonds.
And almonds. Yep. And not grapes. And not
No.
to go against grapes, but grapes are new. That's a new thing in this area. At this time, it's a lot of fruit and nuts and
There was
cattle.
some
right?
grapes, not no grapes.
Okay.
Some grapes.
Okay. I
There-
don't want to offend
The
the grape
Duceys,
people.
well,
out
the
there.
Duceys have been 100 years.
Oh,
Yes.
no kidding.
yeah.
So there's vineyards that
Wow.
they grew the grapes here and then would send them up to Sonoma and Napa to the wineries who would purchase them to make the wines.
Nice.
Until kind of in the late 90s, a lot of them started to think, wait, we don't need to sell our grapes. We could make the wine ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm sure similar situation with you guys with the beer coming across and
Yeah.
I love beer. What's going on? How do I make my own? So I think it's kind of a similar concept
Very
that
cool.
it's fairly
Absolutely.
new, but the vineyards have definitely been around for
Quite a while.
quite a while.
Okay.
Was it always a parade?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah. From yeah,
It
it's
was-
Was it a
always
gathering? And
it was
then
a gathering
kinda
in
evolved
the-
into a parade, or
No, it was always a parade.
Always a
They
parade.
always
It was always a parade with the gathering in the park and the bean
Right.
feed and all that.
Okay.
And in the heat of the Great Depression, it was a way for the community to come together, not have to worry about bills. That's why our motto is "Leave your pocketbook at home."
that's
you
special.
got free
That's cool.
lunch
Yeah.
with your beans.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so just that idea of like you said, coming together as a community, it really hasn't left Paso. That's kind of one of the best things that people really work hard to preserve here. And to tag onto that kind of in the people section, and then we'll move to how you guys actually do it. That's also similar for your team of people. You guys are building a big team. How many people work together to put this thing on?
we definitely have hundreds that come together to make all of our events successful. We have formally 24 that sit on a board. So we're kind of responsible for making sure everything happens. But it is really the people who are either past directors, past board members, or just volunteers that come back every year to make it happen.
So people, you're on the board. The board does the in and outs, the day-to-day operations, runs the budget, makes sure that you guys are fundraising. Where does the fundraising primarily come from?
So the majority now today comes from the Firestone Walker Invitational Beer Festival.
Which is really cool. So what's the history of how did that get together? Do you know?
So Adam Firestone and David Walker, their background is both farming. So they come from farming backgrounds, and Tom Madden and Matt Brendelson were friends, and we're kind of talking like, hey, Paso needs something, and you know, the heritage of Paso, and they were just talking, throwing stuff around, and the brewers always liked the tractors. They just thought they were cool, you know, who doesn't? And so all of a sudden it just kind of formed. And so the first beer fest, we actually had multiple of the antique tractors on the fairgrounds. And so all these people from all over the world thought it was so cool, and they rode on the tractors and to different stuff. And so it was just us sitting around like this, just talking. And
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how it came.
That's really cool. Yeah, and shout out once again, Matt Brindleson. We're waiting for you to come on the podcast.
But besides that, we have our kickoff party, which is traditionally that has been our major fundraiser. That's actually this weekend.
Yep.
So that we've always done that. And then the longest running fundraiser is the Smooth Post Batch. So
Okay. And then you added one. We put you into a Nashville Nights, which helps you a little bit.
Correct.
But I
Yes.
think every business should work a way in, even if you can only get $500 or a couple $100 or something, it all matters.
And
right?
this
It's
year,
all
so you guys
relative.
started that a couple years ago, which we're really thankful of. And then this year, Sensario reached out to us, and they
Awesome.
did one of their nights. We were the recipients of. So
Because
yeah.
I will say, to help these guys, the big piece is what smaller guys can do is we may not have the infrastructure to, donate massive amounts of beer or run an event like that. But what we can do is, all these businesses could do one day to help you out or a couple days. And all of that makes an impact and it gives you that budget to continue this thing.
Well, and the businesses and the pioneer families that just do donations on their own, that's how we kept it alive before we were able to be
Nice.
put on the beer fest.
Yeah.
It was all of the businesses coming together, whether it's in-kind items, trucks, getting fuel.
Yeah.
There's so many different things that go into making the event happen. And it was those businesses that really pulled together, and the families and volunteers, whether new and old, that all came together, said, no, this is important to keep our history alive. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah, and it can't go. You can't take it for granted because I'm from Redding, California, and Chico had a Pioneer Day, and things went awry, and they canceled it. It's gone, and in fact, a lot of them are gone across the country. So it is something that you got to preserve.
I think we are one of the few in the country that has been this long lasting with this many antique equipment and tractors that go through it every year. A lot of people have stagnant, like they might have a museum like we do here, that you can go and see the items, but they're not actually running.
Yeah.
So our crew and volunteers have really done a lot to make sure it's not just a static pioneer celebration. It's a moving, living, thriving, breathing event.
And
All
you're
right.
not joking, because the first time I saw this parade, what's the typical time frame start to finish on this parade?
2 hours.
2
Our
hours.
last
It's the
entry
longest parade I've
typically
ever
goes over past the 16th to get on the parade route, and it's usually about 20 minutes depending on how fast they walk or drive and get around the loop. But we're usually done. Every entry's over by 12:30, and then it's just a matter of making sure everyone's safe before we can start opening the streets.
Right.
So we get the streets back open probably around 1:00, and that's when we're hoping everybody's heading down to the park to enjoy the beans. And the last couple of years, the gelato got a little sweet tooth type thing, and all the activities, contests.
Well, in 2 hours, it's you guys fill that 2 hours with just nonstop cool. Like a guy can, or anybody can just sit there and be like, oh, no way, this is so neat. So you guys do an amazing job on putting that together.
Yep. We're going to talk.
I'm very
let's-
proud of the lineup.
Let's dig into it right
That's
now.
my baby before
Yeah.
I became chairman.
Well, let's dig
So-
into that. So we went from the people, right? We talked about you guys, the structure of that, all the volunteers, kind of loosely, how that goes together, the people who have also donated to you. Now the Pints, our craft is we make beer and we throw parties here, and it takes a lot of skill and how you do those things. And so for you guys, let's walk through Pioneer Day. Let's just go from your perspective. The average person shows up and watches the tractors go by and the bands and everything else. So let's just start from the top. When are we getting there?
Well, we have breakfast at 6 a.m. at the tractor barns.
Okay.
And then from there, we all kind of disperse to different jobs. So
Let's get it from everybody's
Okay, so
perspective.
my
We're behind the
job-
scenes right now.
So I leave there, and Dan goes to the city yard and gets the mats and starts putting the mats down on all of the bricks downtown, so they're protected.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Why are we putting mats, Frank Panion, on the bricks?
So we're putting mats on the bricks because it's where the equipment's turning, the brick is not nearly as durable as the asphalt itself. So where all the turning happens, we have consumable mats that Pioneer Day owns, so we are not causing damage to the street. I've heard before, like people say that, oh, because there's a bunch of little white lines on the road for a couple weeks following the parade because we're running. In fact, we're one of the only parades in the country anymore that runs steel tracks on the road without rubber pads. But we're taking efforts to protect the roads, protect the brick. So that's why the rubber mats go down. It actually doesn't tear up the road like people think it does, but yeah, but that's it. But it will tear up the brick. So that's why we have the mats down.
Yep. And you're taking care. You're working with the community. You're working with the city and a city member to go back to the people. You have the city involved in your meetings. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We have Frida Berman is our liaison with the city, and
Oh,
she's
yeah.
done it as long as I've been involved since I came back in 2009. And she is amazing.
Yeah.
And her team is amazing, and they really care about keeping these traditions alive. So it makes that process more respectful, we all want the same thing for the community. No one wants the streets to get torn up or damage to happen or people to get hurt or any of that stuff. So
That's important.
great
That's
relationship.
another step. Frank and I talk about all the secret stuff behind the secret sauce. The city could easily say this is too much work for us too, right? So now we have two partners saying this is a lot of work. We know that, but it is beneficial for the community, and we're willing to do the work and work together.
And it's PD. So we work with PD, the city, and Pioneer Day
Yep.
committee. Those three are our major because PD puts in a lot of work. They
Okay.
get officers from all different counties come up and help us. I think last year we had like 30 officers or something. So we have we work closely with them as well.
And these
Keep safety.
committees meet like what, a month before the parade?
No.
planning actually starts the week after we close the parade. So the week after we get together, and you're basically starting planning the next year because you're going through everything that happened.
Debrief. Yeah.
Yes, huge debrief, the good, the bad, the ugly, the what went great, what could have been a little better, what we can remember to do next time. So we literally start like right after it's done. We don't go on break for a year. We start planning the next year. Start
The committees a
seeing
week
what we
after
need to
are
do.
starting to meet again and rolling.
Yeah. So we have monthly meetings from October through August. And then starting in August, we meet weekly. So from August to October, we meet every single Wednesday.
It goes down.
And this
Yeah.
is your full-time job?
No.
Sounds like it.
My husband would probably say yes.
Yes,
Yes.
it is. All right, Sarah, we interrupted you.
Okay, so back to my day.
Dan
So-
only has gone to put the mats down.
Yes.
What are you
so
doing?
Dan's doing the mats. I go to 18th Street. So I'm on 18th in Spring. And so that's kind of our hub for where all the participants check in. So all of the volunteers will check in there in the morning, and then they'll go to their respective street, and all of the participants check in at every single street where they're located. And then once the parade starts, my job is making sure that the numbers are in order going through the parade, because we put like with like, which most people don't understand.
Okay.
So we can't
For
have
staging.
Yeah, for staging. We can't have a horse next to a loud tractor or
Or
band.
elementary kids.
Yes.
Or, yeah.
So each street has the same sort of participants on that street, and then we let them into the parade lineup in their correct order based on the full lineup.
That is awesome.
Yes.
There's a
So
lot
I
of
might have like
planning.
on my street, I might have like 5, 22, 37, 72. So I have to stop traffic and then let
get
them
them
in and like, yes.
It's a little dance to
And-
get people from their respective streets into the order. So when they hit 16th, it's safe for them to go the rest
And then
of the
it's
route.
1, 2, 3, at
All the way
16th.
through. Wow.
Perfect.
Wow.
Did not
That
know.
is cool.
That's my-
And you have people on other streets, I'm sure, calling you with issues or trying.
Oh,
or
yes.
You're also putting out fires. All right. So
Yes,
that
that's
goes all the way through. And then once those are on and they're all in order, do you get to kind of relocate, or what's your next
Well,
job?
usually one of the last ones, we have to wait for the whole parade
The
to go
entire
through.
thing.
The entire thing. And then our agreement with PD is that volunteers stay at every single street until it's safe for them to open the road. So
Perfect.
I sit there until an officer lets me open my road.
That way we don't have any random people trying to join our parade.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cause
You guys
some-
are no joke about keeping people off those roads.
Absolutely
Yes.
have to
I
be-
try to sneak
It's-
it every year.
It's
Yeah,
very
we
impossible
have
to
to
get to
be.
work.
I'm like, I don't even play. Okay.
So I know how to play the game now. I leave my truck here, and then which we're off the route, and then I just I walk down the hill because I live on 15th Street. But that's a part of like what we said, and we'll kind of keep touching on this is the community has to find ways to work together with you guys for this beautiful event, and if that means me riding my bike then or walking, then that's what I'm going to do. Because I know it's a great event. So, all right, well, let's go, Ivar. You get the fun part, right? This is the part all the kids love, the adults, everybody.
My questions are coming.
Let's hear your day, Frank. The Brewers love tractors.
That's going to be a beer name.
For the tractor committee, our Pioneer Day event starts Friday morning about 7 o'clock. And that's when we open up our barns. We're pulling equipment out, staging it around the museum. And that's where we're kind of doing our last final checks. We're greasing, we're oiling, we're doing any finishing touches to make sure this equipment runs well, runs to a point where it'll make it all the way through the parade. And so that's kind of our final work day is pre-flights and okay, we're all good to go because it's a lot of the equipment's rather cantankerous. You got to remember most of the equipment in the collection or that is stored with the collection is either from about 1906 to 1930. So at the earlier part of that, you have tractors that were coming out when steam was king. So in fact, the tractor on our button, the gas traction has been through every Pioneer Day. So this will be its 95th year.
Wow.
It is the oldest four-cylinder gasoline tractor in the world. It is the first gasoline tractor delivered to California, and it's ours.
That's
So-
How many tractors?
Ooh, that's a good question. We're north of 30 in the collection.
Okay.
That we own.
That Pioneer Day owns. That Pioneer Day owns. There's others that are owned by private collectors that are really special pieces of history. Like we have a few prototypes down there, a few only ones in the world that are privately owned but stored with our collection. This year we actually have a bunch more of equipment. We took in some large pieces from a collection in Woodland, California. The California Ag Museum closed due to some like storage complications and money.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, you navigated that well.
And so we have a bunch of their equipment on loan from the Fred Heydrich collection. So with everything we have now, pretty much we have a bunch of very special local tractors, but even non-local tractors that are kind of pivotal in the development of the track type tractor Caterpillar. If it existed, sorry, let me rephrase this. Two companies merged to create Caterpillar in 1925, Holt and Bast. If it survived from Holt or Bast, we have an example of it now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we have a very, very special collection in terms of the early development of the track type tractor, including prototypes, World War I military tractors. We have the first diesel tractor Caterpillar ever sold. And you think Caterpillar, you think of big old diesel tractors.
Oh, yeah.
So we have the second one ever built, first one ever sold. And they hand built 3 engines at San Leandro in their plant, and the engineers at Caterpillar. And the Smithsonian has one, UC Davis has the other, and now we house
That's
the
pretty
third.
badass.
Who's working on these?
So we have a group of about 20 active volunteers. There's more than that that'll come, but like pretty consistently show up. There's about 20 of us. And not all of them are from here. Some of them are from down south, Nevada. We have some friends of ours in as far as Indiana that will come and help us. And it's everyone from mechanics to engineers to welders, lawyers. It's a
Name it.
passion project for a lot of people. And I actually did the math this morning. It takes about, between Pioneer Day and our tractor show we put on in May, there's about 1,200 man hours associated with keeping this equipment running.
Wow.
And you're not running down to Napa for parts. Like, are you guys fabricating these?
No, we're not. When we need new parts, and we're actively going through tractors and remanufacturing parts, pouring new bearings, which is you don't do anymore. It's an old school way of doing it. But even to the point where we're using modern 3D scanning to scan parts, and then they go to an engineer friend of ours who has a company. All he does is old tractors, and he will create the patterns, and then we'll have a foundry pour new parts and machine them. And so we're manufacturing our own parts at this point to keep to do some conservation on this equipment, as well as preserving. We're not restoring everything because it's only original once, but we're performing conservation, getting everything running, getting everything in good working order, because we do run our stuff. We are not a static display. Everything in those barns, for the most part, runs.
That's amazing.
And back to a couple of things that people miss, and I love this stuff. So I want to run back all the way to a group of individuals contact you and say, we want to donate some tractors, right? I'd be remiss if I didn't say a lot of people would stop there and say, man, that's really great. These people want to donate tractors. However, we don't have a way to get them here, right? We have to go secure the tractors. We have to bring them back to Paso, and then we have to take care of them. But instead, you've got a bunch of people that volunteered with you, right? And you guys actually drove up there and picked up all these tractors as a group, right?
Yeah, so that was the California Ag Museum and the Fred Heydrich collection. When they no longer had the facility to display their equipment through Tom Madden and some other collectors, we were all put in touch, and we had an agreement in place where we now display them, show them to the public. They're on loan to us. They're very, very generous in loaning them to us. And
you guys drove there, though, with flatbed trailers and trucks and everything, right?
Yeah,
you got them.
We took up, I think we were up there for 3 days, or went up and was there for an entire day and then came back. So 3-day total ordeal. And I think we had 8 or 9 semis that went with us. And we had between local businesses, private collectors.
Was Beneso there? He was missing. Was Brush there? Jeez, I'm going to give him a hard time.
No.
Jeez, all right. No, the answer is no.
No, the answer was no.
All right.
But we had some other local businesses that are
there you go.
Very supportive.
Who were those people, if you had to shout anyone out?
Paul Viborg with Viborg Sand and Gravel. Dwight Peterson with Dwight Peterson Low Bed Service. Pete Bloom, who is not local to us, but he's a collector that is very active with our tractor show and just a great guy. He brought a truck up and helped us out as well. Vermilion Trucking was there.
Oh. And, and then you get them back, and I just want to point out what's obvious to us, but people miss out there is now you got them here, and you need all those people that help you to get them all running, make sure they're in working shape, that they're safe for, not only to drive, but then also for the people in the community and getting them all ready. And you got to do that as well. And you guys knocked it out. So yeah, that's a testament.
Yeah, we're still going through some of that equipment because it was on static display. A lot of very nice pieces, but we just takes time to go through a lot of that stuff. So some of the stuff from the collection will be going through the parade. Yeah. Some of it will not be making it this year. Yeah. But we're working on it, and
the collection's growing.
Yes, and the collection is growing, or at least what we house.
Yeah.
What a cool way to preserve history.
Yeah.
And so your day, as you get those going, do you drive it? Do you have a favorite tractor that you drive, or do you watch them all, or what's your role in
No,
that?
I'm going to be driving one through the parade. I drive one through the parade every year.
Okay.
And actually back to the timeline.
Yeah.
So day of Saturday, my day starts at the barns about 5 a.m. and going through oiling one last time, greasing, checking in with our chairman, Austin Sly, and Tom, making sure the lineup is all good. And then we have a safety meeting for everyone driving. We go over the do's, don'ts, and watch outs for everybody. We designate our pull tractors in case, in the event that something does break down or needs to be stopped. It can be pulled through the parade, so we have tractors sprinkled out through to keep the parade moving. And we identify those people, and then we hook up to equipment and plows, discs, whatever that we have down at the museum, threshers that get pulled behind some of the equipment, and we get everyone moved up to the parade route and staged on Spring Street. And then we kind of have about half hour or 45 minutes to an hour of, okay, we got everything up, got everything running. We're here. We take a group photo every year with everyone that's driving tractors.
It's a
And
before. We at least got it going.
Yep.
It's not our fault.
we're up there. We're getting it figured out. And then after the photo, we start firing everything back up and get everyone ready. And then we start breaking off in our lineup to start the parade. Wow. And then this year, we're actually going to be going around the route, and instead of going all the way down to 16th Street and then through back to the museum, because every year they're on display at the museum. This year we're actually going to be taking another left at 13th 12th. Yes, you're right. At Pine and 12th Street, and we're going to be lining up next to the park across from Streetside.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so a lot of the equipment will be on display at the park this year. We did that for Paso's 125th, and it was a really nice turnout. So we're going to be doing that this year for the 95th. So the public doesn't have to leave all the events at the park. All the tractors are on display right then and there. They don't have to make it down to the museum to see them.
Perfect. That's a great idea. You've captured. That's a business move, whoever did that. You've captured the audience already. Let's utilize the work that we've already done and not make them relocate just yet. We'll get to where they do have to relocate, but it's for a good cause. And they can see some people flipping tires or something. I heard.
Right out here, too. That overflow.
No, we got in trouble for that, Frank. We got in trouble. Frida, we love you.
Yeah, I got a lot of trouble for that
I
one.
never got in trouble. Oh, we all got in trouble. Everybody. Okay. Sorry. We apologize. All right. So you're going to park them out there. Everything is great. By the time that starts to clear out, when do they actually make their way back?
So some of them will be making it all the way through the parade and back to the
Okay.
museum. Only the largest pieces are going to be staged at the park. And then I believe it's 1 or 1:30.
Yes.
We're firing everything back up, and we'll have a police escort back down to the barns to put everything away.
And we're going to get there and have some fun. But before that, we're going to find out what Lori's got going on Pioneer Day. What's your day look like?
The last couple years as chairman, my day has definitely changed from the prior decade plus that I was, because I was the lineup chair previously. So I was with Sarah, but I was the one responsible for organizing the entire lineup, getting all the participants dialed in, staged, where they're going to stage, information in their hands, and then coordinating all the volunteers to make sure everyone is safe at that point. You don't even realize necessarily how much work goes into that piece of keeping people excited about the parade, but could be the exact same lineup as the year before, but we changed the order just slightly, mix it up, just so it's a little different, and that changes everything. And it makes it a brand new parade.
People change, even though it's the same, even tractor that somebody's driving, it doesn't mean the same person is driving
Correct.
it, right? It could be a different family member.
So-
It could be a different person running the float, a new coach with the team, anything like that, right?
So last year, my cousin took it over for me, and I had taken it over from her mom prior to that back in 2009. So then last year, so I could step into the role as chairman, she took it over. So that's from organizing everybody, making sure everybody's dialed in for the day of, but she's also doing the announcer packet. So all the announcing going around, they have the information from every entry that they can talk about, all the history, who it is, any unique things happening. She's organizing all the judges' packets so that the judging goes well with the information about each participant that goes on. And it's just, there's so much work. So previously I was crazy and I was doing laps just between 16th and 21st, like would walk miles, making sure I'm checking in with every volunteer, making sure I'm touching base with all the participants. If there is an issue, you're on it. So that's what my cousin Kelly now does, all of that. And I'm kind of lost. So I've been hanging around near
What
her.
does the boss lady
But
do?
I'm kind of the catch-all at this point, that if someone has an issue, if something needs to be done, a decision needs to be made, if there's like something, we are kind of in communication with Frida and with the police department and with all of our volunteers that are kind of the rovers, or roaming around, making sure people are staying out of the street. It's fun and exciting to sit on the edges, but you got to make sure nobody's actually jumping into the street in front of a horse, in front of a tractor. Nobody's getting excited and trying
Yep.
to cross, and that's when issues happen.
Yep.
So I've been kind of lost last year a little bit, just because I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands. It's kind of one of that, like,
Well, you're in charge of, we say this, as you get to the top, no matter who you are, you're in charge of nothing and everything at the same time, right? If it goes well, you're like, oh, this seems relatively easy. And if it goes bad, everyone wants to talk to you and wonder where the hell it got messed up.
well, and I'm so fortunate. The board members, directors, and all of our volunteers are amazing. Majority of them have been doing it for years. So they have their job dialed in, that it makes me look great. And
Yep.
I didn't have to do anything but check in with us like, Sarah, you good? Ivor, you good? Frida,
Good.
we good? We're great.
Yep.
Just smile, thumbs up.
Well, you said something. I know my guy Mark Perry's got you too. He's over
yes.
there. He's on at Pioneer, or he's by the hotel. Is that where he's
Yeah,
at?
he's up there.
Is that the best seat? In
That's the
house?
announcers. He has the best seat, I think. And there's the three of them, the Three Stooges
He's
that
at
are
the
always
Paso
up there
Robles.
doing
He's
it.
at the
Him and
Paso
two of
Robles
it,
Inn
like
right
his
there.
best friends
Okay,
at the
who's
end.
with him?
Oh,
You trust him?
is it? I can't remember. the name.
That's all right. We know Mark's over there, and he's
I-
always got some. He came on the podcast. He's always got something to say. So
Always.
you're going to do just
And he's
fine with him.
amazing. And
He's a great guy. Yeah, absolutely. So you have your announcers all around. Everything is going. There's some really unique, cool things that we get to see also. So Martha wants to be a Barbary Coast girl. How do you get to become one of those? Frank, you don't know about these ladies.
No.
you haven't seen the Barbary Coast
I
Girls?
feel like they have the
You'll
best
see them
day.
Saturday
Oh.
night.
They have the
Okay.
best day
Oh.
ever.
They do. Norma was one of the original ones.
Okay.
So Queen of Paso.
What do we know about these? They're like magical. I don't know. It's like a secret how you
What
get
is
in
it?
this club. They ride around. Go ahead. Tell.
No, go ahead, Lori.
One of the Jamie Finley
Mm-hmm.
is, so the Finley Farms, one of them. She is kind of the lead this year. So if you want to get involved with all of them, and they have a great time. They dress up in saloon dresses from, what would you say, the 20s.
Please.
Christine
area.
would be in on this group.
Lots of boas, lots of color sequins, and they have a great time. They're representing kind of the history, kind of getting everybody in the mood and the time frame of tradition and everything.
fun.
And
Yeah, they ride in a wagon through
It's
the
an
parade.
elite-
Tommy
elite
Harris
group.
Yeah.
drives them every
Yeah.
year in a wagon, and
Yeah.
they're the party.
They are the party.
Yes.
Like their job is to bring the vibe.
Yes,
Absolutely.
They bring the vibe.
And they do.
All right. What else? What's another group we'll see out there?
This year we have the bull back.
Okay.
That's been a fun one the last couple
The
years.
Brahma Bull.
Yeah.
Brahma
Suki
bull.
the bull.
Oh, Suki.
The
Suki
bull is
the
like the
bull.
nicest bull I've ever met in my life. You know.
Oh, yeah, but that
makes
was
me
a fun
nervous every
one.
time I see it, but it's great.
Fun
it's like
one
the
to
most
try to
trained
get through.
animal out
Absolutely.
there. Right?
Yes. Norma was nervous at first.
Okay.
Norma was.
Okay.
Frida
Yes.
kind of gave me a look when I told her I had a bull coming through because
Yeah.
it was a last minute addition. And so like over the radio the day of is like, so this is happening. She's like, wait, you what? What's happening? I'm like, it'll be fine, Frida. We got this.
Number 267, Brahman Bull. Okay, so we got a Brahman Bull. We have lots of horses. Lots of horses. We have the
Lots of
tractors. already.
horses.
So the horses, you have the sheriff's posse. You
Yes.
have a
Multiple
couple of different.
sheriff's
Multiple
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Slow County
And Kern
Kings-
County,
Kern-
Kings County. Yeah.
Right
And
there.
then Wade's
Okay.
in charge of the wagons. We have lots of the horse
And
guys come from all over California. All Wade's friends.
and out of state as
Yeah.
well. Couple.
How about the Bitterwater Betties? What's-
Bitterwater Betties. So they've been retired for a little bit.
Okay,
but
are they still here? Or no?
they're
not?
there's some of them are out there. They're
Okay.
out there.
Okay.
Yes. Alicia sometimes used to run
Okay.
around with them. So we'll have to ask her what's
All
going
right.
on with them. But yes, they haven't come out for a while.
They became moms.
Yes.
A lot of them. So running around
Life
little
happened.
ones.
Life
Yeah.
I think it
happened.
got a little hard. So we're hoping that
So the-
as the little ones grow up, we'll
So
get
the
them back.
Bitterwater Betties were like the younger cousins of the Barbary Coast Girls.
They're in training.
Yes,
I don't know
they're in
how I
training.
missed this. Okay.
They're
I need to look for this.
Yeah. We also have schools, so the schools are still involved, right? So you have all the kids running around. All of the local schools are there, and they're happy and excited, walking the entire route, having a good time.
Yeah, I
with
think
the
Bradley's
principals.
coming this year too.
Bradley's coming this year. Tascadero Band is coming back this year.
Nice
We also have-
bands, football teams.
Yep.
Everything you name it.
FFA, you name it,
Elementary,
they're all
FFA.
there.
Yep. Everybody. We also have fire engines, right? Is that right? I wrote that down.
Yes, typically the Children's Museum it goes in their fire engine.
There you go.
Yes, and we start the parade with the fire engine. With
The Paso and Cal Fire. If as long as they're not on a job,
Yes.
they try to, and we put them in the very beginning just so we
In
can
case.
get them through and they can be ready
Or
for
they can
anything that
turn
needs
off,
to needs to happen.
All right.
So
And so when we come to the event and you're not from here, there's a couple of pieces of equipment you need so you don't get put into jail, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
so that equipment I'm guessing you're talking about is our smooth post badge.
That's right.
Which, as Ivar mentioned this year, the tractor on it is one that has been in every parade. So this is the Smooth Post badge, and the badges itself is kind of a fun tradition that the chairman gets to choose what it is, who's on it, what's going on. But the Smooth Post badge, so the history of it is it's a fundraiser, obviously.
Yep.
They're $1, and they've been $1 for as long as I can remember.
You can buy them at CalCoast.
You can
Yep.
Yes,
we
you
have
can.
a
Yeah.
bag of them for sale. Come on down.
Perfect. But the concept was that the farmers and ranchers in the field typically had beards. They're out, they're working hard. The business owners in town were smooth shaven. They're the bankers, the lawyers, the
Yeah, the white collar guys.
white collar guys.
Yeah.
So, in honor of kind of respect and the camaraderie of coming together as community, the ones who could grow a beard would attempt to, leading up to Pioneer Day, and kind of show that we get you, we respect you, like it's that whole thing. But occasionally someone wouldn't be able to and or couldn't because of their job.
Yep.
Well, if they didn't purchase one of these, they got hunted down, thrown into the Hooskow, which you'll see the Birminghams
Yeah.
drive it around each time. They're kind of the one erratic entry that's out there that you'll see driving before the parade, after the parade.
They get to go
Through
wherever
the
they want.
parade.
is
Through
what
the
you're saying. Yeah.
They kind of do what they want, but mainly they're looking for those smooth posts that don't have their badge on. To these days, obviously, there's lots of rules out there. You can't just throw someone into the Hooskow and they go dunk them in the trough like they used to.
Yeah.
Until
Hold on.
they-
Go through that. Go through what they used to do. Ivor, tell me about that. What was it?
So
So if you didn't
historically-
shave,
Yeah. So if you were
if you didn't grow a beard, I'm sorry. If you shaved and you didn't grow a beard,
yeah. So if you're clean shaven or a smooth puss,
yep.
you did not buy a badge, they would drive around in the Hooskow. They'd find you. They'd grab you. They'd throw you in the Hooskow, parade you around in front of the town, And then once they were done, they'd go into the park and they'd have a horse trough full of water, and they would pull you out and dunk you in the horse trough in front of the town.
And you mean physically, like you're going in here, whether you like it
Absolutely.
or not.
Yeah, it's actually Pioneer Day's oldest fundraiser. The badges have always been $1. They're the only thing for sale on Pioneer Day. And it's always been that way because it was the only fundraiser for a long time. And so anymore, we don't run you down, we don't throw you in a trough, but it's the symbolic that
Yes.
we've had 95 years of Smooth Puss badges, and we actually have,
Somebody's got to go in
badges.
there. Somebody's got to go in there, though, this year. We're going to find them.
Not me.
sounds like you're taking a swim.
Yeah.
Well, no, look at me. I'm
know,
fully
you're good.
equipped. I'm fully equipped. Look, Frank and I
Maybe
are following the
Justin.
rules.
We
We're
can put
following the
Justin
rules.
in
Oh,
there.
yeah, Brush. He's got to go in.
I'll bring a razor. He'll go in.
Yeah, we'll go in. All right, and then you have a Whiskerino contest. What's
so
that?
the Whiskerino contest, traditionally it was judged by the Barbary Coast girls, but recently we've changed that over, and a local salon on the park now has their hairdressers or the judges. But it's a mustache and beard competition. So we have most unique, softest, fullest. So it's a competition. It takes place about 1 o'clock on the steps of the Carnegie Library. So we have all different people. It's free to enter, of course. And we have plaques that are awarded for best mustache, beard, you name it, overall.
What's the craziest one you saw? I'm sure there's some.
There's guys that go all out. They like perfectly grooming themselves. But last year, yes, there's one guy had the really long one last year, and then you have like the most perfect ones. And there's people that were trying all year long to
It's a
win.
serious competition.
Yes.
Is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Bring your A game.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I love it. So and you will see the people of Paso like partying down, by the way, everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
So come downtown and get down here. This event goes off. Anything you want to add to the day?
So yes,
Go.
also in the park, we talked about the beans, and then now the last couple years, we have free gelato from Leo.
There
He's
you
giving
go.
out gelato to everyone in the park. We also have a horseshoe contest. So you know those horseshoe pits in the park. The Pioneer Day, it's tradition that we have a horseshoe contest. So you sign up in the park. One of our volunteers is in charge of that, and again, there's trophies, certificates for the winners for that too. So
And it's tailgate party in Paso. You can walk around and find the
Correct.
locals having a good time and getting their spots. Don't get in somebody's spot that's been there for 25 years.
Yeah.
You will. They will not be happy.
yes,
It's a
You'll-
great event.
You'll see everyone in the park enjoying their beans, and traditionally they have picnics and different things in the park enjoying
And
it.
who's in charge of the beans? Because that's a big piece
The
of the day.
Lions Club
Okay.
is in charge. There's lots of different people. The firefighters also help.
Well, and it's headed off by David Cudia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the beans are free.
Yes.
Bring a pot.
Yes, bring your own pot, or they have cups.
They
too.
have cups now. There you
but
go. But back in
tradition
the
was,
day,
yes.
right? You brought your own bowl or vessel. to
And doesn't matter how big, how small, they'll
come
fill
on
it for
down.
you.
And they're serious about those beans. I wish I knew how many pounds are out there, but it's got to be
What are we doing this year?
800 pounds of
800
beans
pounds.
800 pounds of
with
beans.
all this special secret seasonings.
This is secret sauce.
And they're cooked in
Oh, the pots.
the pots they're cooked in are old whaling vats for cooking down like whale blubber.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's where the flavor comes from.
I don't
Just
know
saying.
that I'm not beans aren't my deal, but
Yeah.
they are old whaling vats are cooked in. So
Oh, that's awesome.
Well,
So
and
800
before
pounds. Where do you get 800 pounds of beans?
he orders them,
Okay.
They're donated.
You got
And
tractors to
donated.
bring
Yeah.
them in.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
they have to be ordered, but they're donated.
yeah, they're donated by L.A. Hearn.
Very cool.
Wow.
Have you ever not had the parade because of weather or anything? Was it
So there's been 2 times the parade hasn't happened.
okay?
Once was during the heat of the Second World War. Everyone was off fighting,
Yep.
and so we
Yep.
didn't have a parade. And then the second time was during COVID. We did not have a parade in 2020 due to the lockdown and the restrictions and such. So
It was just too much of a liability that our insurance would not cover us to do an outdoor event just because of the risks.
There's
Wow.
a lot I want to say, but awesome. World War II. That I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that actually interrupted. We talked to Colleen. We got to talk to Colleen and Rob Benaso about the Mid-State Fair, and obviously that was also interrupted. So they go by, they don't go by the years anymore. They go by the number. Like this is Mid-State Fair number, you know.
Yeah, and
so
we
you
count.
guys are kind of doing the same, right?
Yes, because we count 2020 because we had already selected our royalty, who then we just rolled into 2021 as well.
Yeah.
We still counted that as a year of Pioneer Day because the community came out and did their own parade. So we could not put one on because of
Oh, come on.
restrictions and
beers.
regulations and everything. But the community still chose to come out and they
No.
put on their own parade downtown, and the city supported it without supporting it. And
They didn't shut it down.
yes.
And tell us about, you mentioned that, I just missed it, the physical name, but some young ladies, they run for, is it Queen of the Pioneer Day, or how does that work?
Okay, so our royalty is
Royalty.
actually chosen from the pioneer families.
Okay.
So we have a marshal who is a gentleman
Yep.
from pioneer families.
Yep.
Then we have our queen, and then she names 2 attendants. So usually it's sisters, daughters, granddaughters, any of that to help them around. Most of the time, they're of an advanced age. So they've been in the community for a very long time.
Yep.
This year it's Gary Tucker and it's Lorraine Caliero. If you've heard of either of them, you know that they are community staples. And that's what it usually is. And they just happen to also be from pioneer families. So their families have been here for over 50 years.
Yep. A lot of people will not meet the prerequisites for this job because you got to live here your whole life, and your family had to live there for about 3 other
Advanced
generations.
stage. I love how you did that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not, yeah.
Now talk about bells.
And then the
No,
bell.
that's great. By the way, I want to put this out there. I'm not offended by any means, and I understand that because my wife was a Portuguese festa queen.
Yes.
And let me tell you this, you have to be 100% Portuguese moved in from there. So I know exactly what it looks like. And that is a tiny group that fits into that category. Yeah.
Yes. And then we also have the bells. So that is a senior from the area. It doesn't have to be just Paso Robles because Pioneer Day isn't just about celebrating Paso Robles, it's celebrating the areas that made Paso Robles what it is today. So you have representatives, like when I was a senior in high school, I represented my family out of Templeton. So I have family on both sides, downtown Paso and Templeton, but because we had so many in our group representing Paso in the various areas, you get Union, you get
Estrella,
York Mountain, yeah.
Bradley.
They're from all over, and it's all the areas that made Paso what it was and the town and community. So the bells represent their family.
Yep.
So, and how it's chosen is kind of a rotating of the areas.
Yep.
So if Templeton was represented this year, next year it won't be represented. It'll be another area.
So we have one bell, and we announce that at the royalty dinner. But then she has attendance. So everyone who is a bell nominee turns into either the bell or the bell attendants.
And the world needs a little bit more of what you guys are talking about, which is tradition is a great thing. And we love tradition. And then you guys also you're including everyone in the day, even people from outside of Paso. But we're also giving the respect to the people that started it, like Paso, it's like you have to respect the past while moving to the future, or we're
Yes.
never going to get anywhere. And so you guys are really doing that in a great way. And so it's pretty unique.
It's pretty neat. At our royalty dinner, when we announce the royalty officially, they actually go through the history of each family and talk about every single family that they're
impressive.
associated with. And you can hear they're part of that family, because they've been here for so long.
Yep.
And it's neat to see this year our belle is she's a Peterson, Virginia Peterson, like the school. But she's the first one in her family ever to be in royalty.
Crazy.
So it's kind of fun
Yeah.
that there's a school named after her grandma, but she's the first
Yeah.
one. So she's
And
a
it's-
bell attendant this year.
Not an obligation. You don't have to. So it's also finding someone who has the time to commit to coming to the events and participating on Pioneer Day. So there could be more representatives out there. They just may not choose to be a part of it. But
Yep. And you wouldn't want to make them, right? It's like
No.
it's their yeah.
And it's not that they don't want to. It's just their commitments, whether they're out of town all the time because they're on rodeo or who knows what
Yep.
life.
Lots of other things.
So many
going on.
constraints with it. But one of the fun facts also, besides Virginia Peterson, is our belle this year, Olivia, her mom was a belle with me back when we were seniors,
Yeah.
April. So it's kind of one of those fun, like to see
Yep.
one of my
circle,
friends,
yeah.
her daughter is now out there representing the family and keeping it going.
Very cool.
Very
So
cool.
cool. Yep.
And no, I did not have a say in that.
All right. Well, we're gonna be at your dinner coming up. When this
Tomorrow.
airs on Wednesday of next week, it will have already happened. So
Now, is
it
that
was
the
a great
royalty
time.
dinner too? Will they be announced at tomorrow's?
We do announce them,
Okay.
but this is the kickoff party. So
Okay.
this is more a fundraiser.
Got you.
So you won't hear like the full history of them. We'll just announce them.
Yeah.
Make
We'll
them stand
introduce
up and wave.
All right. Well, this conversation's been so good, but we do need to get you back to whatever you were doing because you have a lot of
Real jobs.
fancy things to do. Yeah. All right. Let's end with what is the mindset that keeps you going, just keeps you involved and pushes you guys?
I love Paso and I love living here. And so to me, it's so cool to see this happen year and year and year and year and year. And it's so fun. And it's to me also, it's so cool to meet someone like a couple years ago, someone didn't know what Smooth Puss actually was. And once you told them the story, they're like, that's so cool. Yeah. And so but that guy's lived here longer than I have and he had no idea, And so it's to hear those fun stories and to see the happiness that it brings makes me happy.
All right, Ivar, what do you got? What keeps you going?
Well, my family's been here a long time. I'm sixth generation Paso Shannon area. So that's having family roots really deep here is a big driving factor. My involvement with the tractors is probably my main, or if not my main, second to it, driving force that keeps me involved with Pioneer Day. I am involved with the collector crowd outside of Pioneer Day, and I really enjoy the history of the equipment we curate at the museum. And as a collector once told me, drugs consume you unlike tractors, which consume you. So, shout out to Tom Madden for
Drugs are
that.
probably cheaper.
Yeah.
For sure.
But
story.
yeah, so being able to work on some of the rarest equipment in the world, and as well as being tied to the community the way that I have been, is really rewarding to me.
That's pretty special.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lori, what do you think?
I think mine, in addition to just the pride of getting to represent my family and do something that we've done forever, is the people. Like putting on the parade, I got to see the participants get so excited, from the littlest ones waving their little flags to the advanced ones who are riding on the tractors or representing as past royalty or all of those. Like, it's just a day that everyone seems to have a great time and they love it. It's so simple and yet it's so complicated with everything that goes into it. But just those smiles keep me showing up year after year.
And you guys are even, you're not just happy with the status quo. You have some new things also that you've done. So your continuous improvement is now we have some games after, right? This is new for the last couple of years. So tell people what they can do after the parade.
Yeah, so John Fuller came to us,
Last year.
but he came a year before, remember? And we said
Oh,
no.
yes.
We said
did.
no, it's too late. Come next year.
Well, it came
Let's-
like a week before
Yes.
Pioneer Day. Said, I want to do this. We're like,
sounds cool, but
awesome.
no.
Next
It's like
year.
100 meetings.
And so we said, okay, it sounds like a great idea, but you're in charge. We don't have enough time because, as you can see, like we're very busy. And by the time the parade's over, we're tired. Like we're tired. We're like, oh, we can't stand to do anything else, But John created this fun thing. It's kind of mimicked after something that his hometown did. And so it's down at the fairgrounds and it's Pioneer Games. They have hay stacking competition. They have hay stealing. They have a harrow bed race. They have
Do you want to explain what that is?
the harrow bed race.
Yeah, what is that?
Ivar, you want to explain that?
Harrow bed's a piece of equipment that will pick up a hay bale and stack it into a stack that a hay squeeze can then pick up and
Yep.
move. So they have the hay stacking. With the harrow beds, they have a hay stealing competition, which is entertaining. They have tractor pull races, tug of wars, obstacle courses.
Potato.
Oh, the potato stabbing competition.
Tire flipping, is that in there too?
Tire
or
flipping.
something? Somebody
Yeah.
told me they were in that
Big
event.
tractors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right.
Oh, and we have a tug of war.
Yes.
So we tried the last 2 years. We've tried to get Atascadero to come
I
challenge
was gonna
Paso
say,
football
Paso
team.
versus
rivalry.
oh,
That's what we tried, but Atascadero they haven't come.
didn't.
So
beans for you.
Wow.
last year was JV versus varsity, and I think that we'll end up with JV versus varsity again. But still,
Okay.
But Paso kids, they'll support us.
there you go.
I mean, it is our event. They
What
have their
time
own.
does it start and where's it at?
Okay, so it's in the main grandstands at the fair. It's free. It's Pioneer
Free?
Day. It's free.
Come on.
There is beer and food for sale, but the actual event is free, and it starts at 3 p.m. I don't know. What does it say down there?
Frankie, what do we got there?
Pioneer Games?
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 3.
Pioneer Games. I believe it's 3 p.m.
I
too.
3
believe it's
o'clock. Yep, 3 p.m.
All right, and we're gonna
at the
post it on
main
there.
grandstand.
Yep.
Jim Canna starts at
Yeah,
1.
Jim Canna. I forgot about. We have another event that's at the fairgrounds too, and so Jim Canna is like a little kid rodeo.
I have not in the kid one, but I rode in the newcomers.
Oh,
at
yes,
the,
you did.
in the Gym Canna. That's a cool event. They put some rookie guys on horses at the trail ride and then see if they can stay on. It's
Yes.
really cool. Yeah,
So-
I barely stayed on. Yeah,
Yeah, so they do that. They do polls,
They have the kids,
barrels,
doing
kids.
it? It's
so
really
it's
cool.
under 18, and it's in the Hearst covered arena at the fairgrounds starting at
Nice.
1 o'clock after the parade.
awesome.
So it's a fun day, and it's free too.
It's a full day.
Yes,
It's gonna be a
Full
great day.
Yeah.
All right, Frankie, how are you gonna end this thing?
It's you got to come out and check it out. This was wonderful, but you have to come just see this community.
Something new
in
this
action.
year. If you're not in town, we may be live streaming it this year.
What?
So
in the works.
yeah, it's in the
We're-
works. So
That's cool.
if you don't live here, moved away or whatever, you might be able to watch it live on the internet. So
You don't
hopefully,
wanna
fingers
miss-
crossed.
You don't want to miss
Internet.
this thing.
Oh, we can put it up in here.
Yep.
Oh,
All
that's
right,
cool.
we're gonna end
Very
on
cool.
what is your favorite part of the day? Just that one thing.
Who wants to go first? Ivar?
Probably my favorite part, being in the parade, is going down Spring Street and seeing all the American flags. We pass out, I think it was 2,000 American flags, the little tiny American flags, and we put a bunch of them on the tractors. But going down Spring Street and seeing small town USA with a bunch of people waving American flags is something you don't always see that much of anymore, and that's
sir.
really
That's
special to me.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
My favorite part, since I'm on the lineup and in charge of trying not to have gaps, right? Because no one wants a gap in a parade. Well, this gas tractor that's been in every single parade is really slow. So Lester, who drives it, I got to get
advanced
him
stage.
going. And the hardest part is that the Paso schools are right in front of him. So I got all the kids, and then I got to get Lester, and I'm like, come on, you just get as close as
got
those
this.
kids as you can, because they start walking and he can't keep up with how fast they're walking. So if I get him going and I cannot have a large gap between him and the kids, that's
It's
my favorite
perfect.
part of the day.
All right,
Well played.
Lori.
I go back and forth between when the flyover goes over, because that means the honor guard is stepping off and the parade is started for the next one, and when the last entry goes through, when they pass over and we know it's like our job's done.
Did it.
Like we did it. We had
Yep.
a parade. Everything's rolling. Like I think that just accomplishment is such a great feeling.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys and all the work that you're doing, and to bring such a beautiful event and keep it going here in Paso. And so thank you very much for your efforts. Thank you for taking the time to come down to us. And we can't wait to see it. You know, it's going to be great. We're excited for it.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely a highlight here. So we're excited.
Yeah. What a
So
gift.
We appreciate it, and the work
Cheers.
that goes behind it's pretty insane. So I'm glad you
Cheers.
guys are doing it.
Yeah,
Cheers.
absolutely.
Thanks for letting us get the word out.
Yes,
Absolutely.
thank you.